Every person has secrets. Secrets we probably don't want to be found out. Of course, we don't always get our way. Maybe someone finds some piece of info that reveals the secret, or you tell the wrong person and they spread it along. While all of these are sad, none of these are as sad as the dreaded self-report. Giving away your secret yourself, letting the whole world see with no excuses because you did it yourself. I've been fascinated with self-reporting for a while now, so I thought in this video I would go through some examples I've built up over time. I thought I would first start this video with what really made me think about the self-report. I've been an avid YouTube addict for years now, so I've watched a lot of videos and seen a lot of different channels. One of those channels was Optimus, a leafy clone who was popular enough to amass 1 million subscribers, but has ultimately really faded away with the rest of them as time has come along. But a few years ago, he uploaded possibly one of the greatest self-reports of our time. Uploaded around the summer of 2020, Optimus made a video in which he showed his audience text messages with a girl he was talking to, and it was the most embarrassing shit of all time. It really went downhill when Optimus, in a fit of rage about the woman's dry texting style, told the woman to go fuck herself. Then the thing devolves into Optimus sending memes to attempt to make fun of the woman calling Optimus immature, and then Optimus sending this image and saying, and I quote, "This could have been us." I think a common theme about these self-reports is how your first thought is, how on earth did this guy think it was a good idea to post this? Me personally, pay me $1,000 and I still don't think I would do it. This is some shit that gets you put on a list. You have to have a serious level of delusion to be okay with this. Optimus was delusional about relationships with women. He was an incel. This delusion both caused the conflict we see, but also gave him the confidence to post it. It seems the motivation for self-reports are often tied to the motivation for the embarrassing thing to begin with. In this case, Optimus provided me with a powerful lesson in having a lack of social awareness. People who lack social awareness will not only do stupid social things, but will usually be inclined to tell you about it. And since this moment, I've been fascinated with the self-report. Drake. He's a singer. He's an artist. He's a Twitch streamer.
Embarrassing!
What can this man not do? Take criticism, apparently. The date is September 15th, 2022. Famous internet music man Anthony Fantano uploads a video called Drake Slid Into My DMs, in which Drake sends him a very real, not fake, vegan cookie recipe. Now, the story should have ended here. Nothing more should have come from this. Any normal person would have left it here. But this is Drake we're talking about. So something stupid happened. Drake, upon seeing this video, went, "This isn't what I sent him," and leaked their real DMs, in which Drake calls Fantano's existence a light one. Look, to get baited this hard, because this is some Looney Tunes level bait, is hilarious. Another great instance of a self-report. Drake also makes fun of Fantano's wife, which is an interesting decision. Anyway, Fantano then did a response video of Drake's real DMs in which he called Drake out for his weird behavior, so overall it seemed like an overall negative interaction for Drake. I think YouTube commenter John Pankarakis summed it up best when he said, "It's so hilarious that you pretending he sent a cookie recipe made Drake look like a chill dude." And Jake was like, "No, I'm an asshole actually. LMAO. Don't worry though, since this controversy, Drake has released 2 great albums, In Her Loss and For All the Dogs. So who really won? Andrew Tate's first initial rise to prominence was in the summer of 2022, in which he made various claims that were often bad. Random example, Andrew Tate would refuse to get in a car with a woman behind the wheel because he believed they couldn't drive. Anyway, since 2022, I've just been waiting for this guy to commit a cell phone. It seemed inevitable. Any guy who has such a strong opinion is going to break that opinion at some point. Well, on December 29th, 2022, I thought I had that moment. And it all started because Mr. Tate got in an argument with a woman. Specifically Greta Thunberg, who Andrew Tate decided to tweet at stating,
"Hello Greta Thunberg, I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8.0L quad turbo. My 2 Ferrari 8 and 12 Competizione have 6.5L V12s. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions."
Greta Thunberg claps back with a small dick joke, classic. Andrew Tate then responds back with a video, which he orders pizza. Specifically, a pizza from Jerry's Pizza, a pizza chain exclusive to Romania. The next day, he got arrested. Initially, the claim was that the Romania-exclusive pizza box was the info that led authorities to being able to arrest Tate. When I heard this, I was ecstatic. I had finally gotten the self-report I wanted. But then, it turns out this didn't happen. The Romanian authorities already knew Tate was in the country. I guess this wouldn't be a self-report, which was much to my dismay. Tate was placed on house arrest in Romania, and that was the end of the story. Unless... March 12, 2024, fellow alpha male streamer Aiden Ross goes live. In his stream, he revealed a plan for Andrew Tate to escape Romania for good, giving Aiden one last chance to farm some sweet views. Later, Tate got arrested, with the prosecuting team citing suspicion of Tate leaving the country. The defense denies the claim, but admits the reason for arrest was probably Aiden Ross. Does this count as a self-report? I don't think so. I guess you could argue Tate's fans love to imitate him so much that Tate getting outed by a fan is the same as being outed by himself. I don't know. I'm just trying to find something here. Tate was released from custody almost immediately. So even if you use my vague definition of a self-report, it seems the effects were rather right. But in the video, where Andrew Tate speaks out after his arrest, he says something about Satanists and wearing dresses, don't know what Blob was talking about, and then he gets in a car. And wait a second. Look closer at the frame. Who is that behind the wheel?
And I sat there and I thought, how are women allowed to drive?
We got him, boys. Here's a photo. It was taken by photographer Kenneth Adelman to document California's coastal erosion. It was taken in Malibu as part of 12,000 other coastal photos taken all across California. One small issue. This photo, photo 3850, contained the house of Barbra Streisand, famous star and producer of the movie Nuts. Barbara was not a fan of this photo, and thus she sued the photographer and website Pictopia.com for $50 million in violation of privacy. Before the lawsuit, the photo had been downloaded 6 times, and her lawyers had done 2 of those downloads. By the next month, the photo was visited by 420,000 people. In an attempt to keep her privacy, she had unintentionally given it all away. And she didn't even win the case. The courts dismissed her case, and she had to pay the photographer's legal fees. 2 years later, this event would be coined as the Strand Effect by Mike Masnick. It would refer to any moment in which an attempt to censor information will result in only greater awareness of that information. A great subcategory of the self-report, and to thank Mike Masnick for his contribution, I'm putting his blog that he hasn't posted on in 12 years in the description. Upon entering the White House, U.S. President Richard Nixon learned that Lyndon B. Johnson had installed a recording system within the Oval Office. Though he initially requested for the system to be removed, Nixon realized that these tapes would be the only way to hold people he was meeting with to their word. In order for people to be honest, Nixon needed the tapes. Let's hope this doesn't come back to bite him in the butt.
Good evening. The Nixon presidency is virtually being overtaken by events tonight.
It came back to bite him in the butt. In Nixon's belief that he was to hold people within his office to truth, he forgot that he will be held to the same standard. During the Watergate scandal, Nixon's own tapes were subpoenaed, and he was forced to release them to the public. One of these tapes, later named the Smoking Gun, would force Nixon to resign. The tape recorded Nixon directly requesting the CIA to interfere with the FBI's investigation into Watergate. Before the tape, Nixon denied involvement, but this tape no longer let him do that. The tape was released on August 5th, 1974, and then on the 8th, Nixon resigned. Abraham Lincoln, widely considered one of the greatest presidents in history, had the nickname of Honest Abe. Not only did it reflect Lincoln's own character, but it reflected the ideals of the office of the president. A great president represents American ideals, and Americans do not lie. From George Washington and his cherry tree to Honest Abe himself, the President of the United States should not lie, and people should not lie when speaking to the President. I think it was this philosophy that led Nixon to decide to reinstate the recorder within the Oval Office. Sadly, Nixon didn't realize this idea of honesty was one he did not follow. Across this video, we've covered a wide range of people, from moderately popular YouTube commentators to holders of the highest office in the United States. Even though it would seem these people have nothing in common, they do. They all benefited from an absence of truth. But once truth was revealed, they suffered from it. I think we all value truth, but within all of us is the knowledge that many times the truth is being hidden from us, obscured from our view. So when the truth is revealed to us, without us having to put any effort in, it's pretty satisfying. That is at least why I'm fascinated by the self-report. And I hope now you are too.